This is Mac here with another JLPT N5 grammar lesson, and this time we're going to talk about some time expressions, maeni, atode, and nagara. And to set the scene, you wake up in the morning, you're staying with your friend here in Japan, and he suggests going to USJ. He says, USJ ni iko ka? So USJ is Universal Studios Japan. That's a theme park here in Osaka. And ni is to, in this situation, means to a particular place, to USJ. Iko is the volitional form of iku, which means basically let's go. And this is the casual form of ikimashou. And ka is he's asking a question. So he's asking if he's kind of suggesting or inviting you to go to USJ together with him. And you respond, Ine demo sono mai ni shawa o abitai na. Ine is sounds good. Demo is but. Sono is that, which you talked about. Mai ni is before, and shower o abiru means to take a shower. It's kind of a set phrase. And here we want to talk about wanting to take a shower, so we use the tai form, which is abitai, and na is just kind of emphasizing that feeling, like, oh, I want to do it. Na in this situation is used in casual situations only. It's not a formal expression. You can use this to emphasize a particular decision or a suggestion or opinion, and sometimes you can hear it's a little bit longer, made a little bit longer, na, to express some kind of emotion, like for example, you might say nemutai na, which means I really want to sleep. Oh, I'm so sleepy. But it's only a casual expression. Mai ni, this is what we use to talk about before some situation. And it has two forms, present tense clause plus mai ni, noun plus no plus mai ni. So what that means is that present tense clause means some kind of action, and it has to be in present tense, which is the dictionary form of the word. You don't use formal for this. You wouldn't say ikimasu mai ni, and you wouldn't use past tense. For example, ita mai ni, in any situation, even if the whole sentence is in past tense. So, for example, here's another example. Neru mai ni hon o yomimasu. So before I sleep, neru is to sleep, to go to bed. Hon o, hon is book, o is the object marking particle. Yomimasu is to read. So before I go to bed, before I sleep, I read a book or read books. Now moving on, you're making some plans to making some other plans for breakfast, and your friend says, asa gohan o tabeta atode USJ ni iku yo. So asa gohan is breakfast. O is the object marking particle. Tabeta is the past casual tense of to eat, and then atode is after. USJ ni, again, USJ is Universal Studios. Ni here means to travel to this place, and iku is to go. Yo is kind of to add some emphasis. Kind of means I'm informing you of this, like be aware that after we eat breakfast, we're going to go to USJ. And you respond, wakatta, gomen mijikaku shower o abiru yo. So wakata, I understand. Gomen, sorry. Mijikaku, short. Shawa o abiru, again, that's that set phrase to take a shower. I inform you. So I understand. Sorry, I'll take a short shower so we can eat breakfast and get out of here. And your friend is using atode, and this is how to talk about an action after some situation. Very similar to maeni, we use some kind of clause. In this case, it has to be a past tense clause. Again, even if the sentence is in present tense, it still has to be past tense if the clause before atode. And then we can again use noun plus no plus atode. And so here's another example. Ofuru no atode nemasu. So ofuro is bath. No, here's linking it because it's a noun. Atode is after. So after my bath, I sleep. I go to bed. And the main thing here between these two things, very easy to get confused. And this is something that will probably show up on the test. It has shown up on the test in the past. Maeni needs a present tense. Atode needs past tense before it. Just something to keep in mind. And this is the only two ways to use these two particles. Some kind of clause plus atode or maeni, or noun plus no plus atode. Obviously, you can't use this with adjectives or anything like that. So these are the two forms. And moving on, you've taken your shower, you're out of the shower, now you're sitting down to some breakfast, and your friend says, Asagohan o tabe nagara atarashi kono AKB no CD o kiko yo. And he says asagohan, that's breakfast. O is the object marking particle again. Tabe is eat. Nagara is while. Atarashi is new. Kono is this. AKB is a name of a girls band in Japan, quite famous with otaku, which is kind of the I don't know how to explain the subculture of Japan that's kind of interested in games and anime and manga and electronics and things. And no is here to link AKB, the noun, with CD, because AKB is a noun, but it's describing CD, so we need to use no. You might think of this as a possessive, like it works here, AKB's CD, but the main idea here is it's just a noun describing a CD. And O is the object marking particle. Kiko is, again, that volitional form, meaning let's listen. The formal version of this is kikimashou, but you wouldn't use that with your friends. And yo is to this emphasis particle, means I'm informing you of this. I'd really like to play this CD, this new CD while we eat. And you're not very enthusiastic about it. You respond, iyo. So it's kind of like, okay. And iyo is, yeah, that sounds good. Again, not very enthusiastic there. But your friend is using nagara, and this is how to talk about two actions taking place at the same time. In the action that's marked by nagara is kind of thought of as the secondary action. Another way to put it is it's the background action. It's something that happens to be taking place while the main action is happening. So, and this comes down to really like the speaker's intent of what they want to express. So if the main thing they're doing is, in this next example, is watching TV, that's the main idea. They just happen to be drinking beer while they're watching the TV show. So let's go over that example sentence. Biru o nomi nagara terebi o mimasu. So biru o, biru is beer. O is the object marking particle. Nomi is drink. Nagara, again, is while. Terebi o. Terubi is TV. O is the object marking particle. Mimas is watch. So the main thing here is that there's a TV show that you want to watch, and while you're doing that, you happen to be just drinking some beer. This is something that is really fuzzy, and it's difficult to test on the test. So you might not really see it, but it comes down to your intention, because it's easy to get confused, because in English, while doesn't necessarily mark a secondary action all the time in English, but in Japanese it does. It marks kind of the background action. And where this kind of can sound funny is if someone asks you to do something like, hey, let's watch this TV show together. If you said something like, terubi o minagara biru o nomimasu, that would sound a bit strange, because your friend just asked you, hey, let's watch this TV show. That's kind of the main action that you want to do. So you would use that as the main action. Biru no minagara, that's kind of something background, not so important, that you just happen to be doing. The other really important thing to remember with nagara is that the subjects of the both actions needs to be the same. That could be yourself, watashi, I, or another person, Tanaka-san, or something. But the subject has to be the same for the secondary action in the main action. You can't talk about somebody else doing some kind of action while you do something else. So keep that in mind. It's maybe something that won't come up on N5, but N4 and 3, this is something that they might trick you with nagara. So let's take a real quick pop quiz. Can you translate this sentence? While I drink coffee, I read books, or I read a book. And the parts in the parentheses, you don't have to translate. They're usually left out in Japanese. So this translation would be kohi o nominagara hon o yomimasu. So kohi is coffee, o is the object marking particle, nomi is to drink, nagara is while, hon is book, o is the object marking particle, and yomimasu means to read. So another sentence: after I go to the library, I'm drinking coffee. And that translation would be toshokan ni itta atode kohi o nomimasu. And toshokan is library. Ni, of course, is marking like the direction. I'm going to the library. And ita is go. Again, that has to be in past tense before atode. Atode is after. Kohi, again, coffee. O is the object marking particle. Nomimasu, you drink. And last sentence: I want to buy a camera before summer vacation. Before summer vacation. And that would be natsu yasumi no mae ni camera o kaitai desu. Natsu is summer, yasumi is break or vacation. No, again, you're linking the noun here to mai, which kind of behaves as a noun in this situation. Maeni is before. Camera is camera. O is the object marking particle. And kaitai des is I want to buy. And des makes it, is the copula that makes it polite. So today we went over maeni, how to talk about before some situation. So that's we need to use present tense clause plus maeni, or noun plus no plus maeni. And for atode, we use this to how to talk about an action after some situation. So that's clause plus atode, or past tense clause plus atode. And we also, or you can use noun plus no plus atode in this situation. And we also used, talked about nagara. This is how to talk about two actions taking place at the same time. The secondary action is marked by nagara. It's also called a background action by some people. It's kind of something that happens to be going on while the main action is taking place for nagara. And also remember again, the subject of the two actions has to be the same. It could be yourself or it could be somebody else. It just has to be the same subject for both of them. And that is it for this N5 grammar lesson. If you know someone that happens to be studying for the N5 grammar lesson or is studying Japanese in general, I'm sure they'd love for you to send this video along and help them out with this kind of tricky grammar point, nagara, maeni, and atode. Send it along, help them out, and stay tuned. If you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe to the YouTube my YouTube channel. You can get some more updates when I revise lessons. Sometimes I revise lessons to add more points or corrections or clarify particularly difficult grammar points. All those updates you'll get in the feed if you hit subscribe and help you pass the N5 test. So hit subscribe and visit the website at jlptbootcamp.com. Hope to...
This has been a grammar explanation video from the JLPT Bootcamp premium site. Inside the site, you will find some extra goodies, for example, some cheat sheets for all of the videos. And those cheat sheets include a few things. For example, some common mistakes that people make, as well as some example test questions for the JLPT. If you're interested in taking the JLPT and you want that extra edge, something to kind of push you above and get the points that you need to pass, I encourage you to stop by the website at jlptbootcamp.com/premium. There you can find the cheat sheets as well as some extra practice with the grammar points that I've been talking about today. Hope to see you in the premium site very soon. This has been Mac from jlptbootcamp.com.